All right. Welcome to the party. I'm taking this off. I'm taking this off because let me tell you why. Taking this off because it will blow up the whole time I'm talking. So I'm gonna lay it over here to the side. But welcome to our June juiced fun 2 hours of masterminding marketing. Let's do it, right? Let's jump in, start working on June. I'm so excited to have you guys here. I know we're already a little bit into June. So, naturally, I'm going to lean us into July because we should be leaning into July for a couple of reasons. Starts a new quarter. We like to function in quarters here at Lemon Seed because we just that's the best way to live life. I see that my Dr. Pepper's in the screen. I'm not sponsored, but I'm a Dr. Pepper person. I give myself one a day. So you see my Dr. Pepper sitting over there. I have a much better voice than I had last month, but I'm super pumped up and ready to talk all about things for summer, how to get us revved up. Raise your hand in the chat if you want to make a lot of money. Let's go. Who wants to make a lot of money over the summer as a contractor? Let's get our cash flow built back up. Let's get our team motivated because if they're on profit payments, they're going to make more money over the next few months. Let's do it. Let's get pumped up. We're really going to change the trajectory of our business. If you've had a rough Q1, it's all good, guys. Here we go. We're going to buckle up. We're going to get ready as we push right into our hot and heavy months. This morning when I woke up, the weather person said, it's going to be a hot one. And I said, I'm the only one that's probably like, thank you, Jesus. So let's get rolling into what we are going to cover today. So our agenda for this call, 2 hours full of jam-packed information. I'm hoping I can get it all in. And I would really love to leave like 5 or 6 minutes towards the end. Y'all all know me. I will talk 2 hours and 20 minutes, but it's fine. So first thing, goals and KPIs for June and July. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I created a fun way for us to approach our strategy for June using the SUN method strategy. Is that number 3 on there? Uncover our sleepy customers. Like how can we wake up our database? Number 5, new client acquisition, which guys, most of your money is coming from new clients. So let's rock and roll with how we're going to be intentional with that. Current client cultivation. I'm going to dip back into that a little bit. Social media. We've got a fun little TikTok focus for you today. Community involvement. We're going to talk about some giveaways and ways that you can be getting prepared for those. So instead of us doing those during our busy month, we're going to start getting prepared. And we're going to leverage the fact that we're about to buy a lot of equipment to try to get some free equipment from our supportive equipment from our manufacturers and distributors. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about employee engagement. I have a little story for you about how my family's company was affected this past month. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So don't let me forget to talk about that. And if y'all are here for it, let's go. Let's get rolling. So summer, thank you. We made it. Toddler and baby Jesus. We made it to summer. If the Lord shall just bless us with some heat. Those of you that are in the South, it was a rough Q1. Even those of you that exceeded goal, it was still you are pulling it out of there, right? So hopefully this weather helps us a little bit. I've told a lot of you numerous times, I came from, of course, I grew up in this industry, #trade baby. I grew up here, but I decided I wasn't going to let my daddy give me a job. So I was going to do my own thing. So I went to work for Coca-Cola at our local bottling plant and was doing pricing and things like that. Loved the people that I worked for and loved it. But we were when I worked in the beverage industry, we were trying to hurdle a hurricane month or, last September we had a hurricane, sold out the warehouse. And I had a boss tell me one time, hey, that cannot be a reason that we don't hurdle. We've got to get creative and so we can't blame weather, right? We can't blame weather patterns. We can't blame natural disasters. We've got to get in here and exceed our goals, right? I don't know about you guys. I'm trying to grow a business, right? I'm trying to help contractors grow a business through branding, advertising, and engagement between your employees and your community, and we're going to kill it. So let's jump into a few things here. So everybody, let's reflect a little bit on how did the month of May end? I'm not even sure that's grammatically correct, but we're going to go with it because I'm speaking contractor here. Guys, how did May work out for you? How far behind are you on your goal? I did a podcast yesterday. It hasn't aired yet, but it was with Terry Nicholson from Praxis S10. And he was sharing with Emily and I lots of information about KPIs. And I have to say, many of you, lots of you watching, are not super familiar with your numbers. You're not super familiar with how things are affecting other things. And then if you do know the number, there's a percentage of you guys that really don't know what to do to tweak that number. So one of the things I want us to just look at is, what was your total revenue goal for May? How close did you get? What's your year goal? And are you on target to hit that goal? Or are you still like, oh, I got to make up $500,000. I've got to make up $60,000. If we know that, guys, knowledge is power. Right? Old school, take it back. Knowledge is power. The reading rainbow. Pretend like a star just sprinkled across the screen, right? Yes, all the way across there, because we need knowledge. And when we have answers and we have data, we can make good decisions. Stop running your business off your gut and run it off of true data. So how did you end May? Were you up May over May? Are you up for the year? Are you down for the year? What about the quarter? And then if you aren't, or you struggled a little bit, where were those actual pain points? Was it in service? Was it in installation? Was it on maintenance? Was it on new customer acquisition? Was it in cultivation of your existing customers? And y'all know me, I can get on my soapbox about what a new customer is. Here's a little pro tip. A new customer is someone that has not done business with your company in the last 2 years. That's my philosophy on it. That can go round and round 100 different ways. But if you went out 3 summers ago, added a pound of refrigerant, and then they call you off of a postcard that they got, guys, some of y'all are going to go right into ServiceTitan or Field Edge, and you are going to say, oh, this was an existing customer. Guys, they called you off of a marketing piece. If they were your existing customer, you know what they would have done? Call your number directly. Call maybe your website number, right? Because they would have had to go. People don't remember phone numbers anymore. I had to share this with my children the other day. I said, hey, I can remember my home phone number, my grandma's phone number. And then when I was in 9th grade, I got my own phone line in my room. 829-2070 was my phone number. And I remember that. And my parents' phone number. Now, don't ask me anybody. So I don't have a slightest clue what anybody's phone number is. I know what they're saved as, like bossy girl at Starbucks. Like I label people like that when I can't remember their name. But here, guys, we're making like big money decisions based off performance. And so on those numbers, I want you to look at your new customer. If you have, or I'm sorry, existing customer campaign inside of your call tracking. And if that existing customer number is huge, that is not a pat on the back. That means, where are the new people? Where are the new people? Where are the people that we're getting back that maybe used us 3 years ago, 5 years ago? So if I could encourage you about one thing today, now is the time to fix how your team is receiving and classifying calls. All right, now where should you pivot for June? So again, kind of like I mentioned, where were your struggle points for May? And how can we pivot? So did we struggle on converting demand calls to replacement? Did we struggle on converting? Let's say you had an initiative with your team that you were trying to upgrade from tanked water heaters to tankless water heaters, and you ran a promotion. Did that work? Did it not work? What caused it not to work? What caused it to work? We've really got to look at June and pivot where we need to pivot. And then my goals year over year. So remember, I look at June this year versus June last year, and I'm expecting a whatever lift, 20% lift, 40% lift. But if you're really good, you can say, well, I need a 40% lift in installation, a 10% lift in service. So I encourage you here. I always start with this slide because you have to have, in the words, I think I learned this from Marsha Barnes, that has a digital company, a marketing company. But I learned this from her: math before marketing. So listen here, I ask anybody that works with me, I can spend your money. And I can spend it on all kinds of cool, fun things. But you know what I love? How I really get good, how Lemon Seed really gets good at helping you spend your money correctly and efficiently, is when we know your numbers and when we know your expectations. So the first week of the next month, it's too late to know. Right. So I say this all the time, and I will give you another example about my kids. My son was a sophomore, and I was going to be a junior. And so at the end, he's been telling me for several months now, Mom, I can't miss another day of school because I won't get exempt from my finals. Well, sure enough, 2 days before finals, he calls me and he's like, Mom, everybody's freaking out because they have one too many absences or they're missing some things. But because he had prepared and thought about it, which I know, shocker, a teen that think about it, but because honestly, it's because he was so motivated to not have to go to school after 10:30. All of a sudden we can figure out how to live our life. Okay. But he was very adamant, and literally moms were calling me like, how did you help Ray? And I'm like, I didn't have to help Ray. He started 2 months ago knowing that he couldn't miss any more days. And listen, it isn't like they can miss 20 days. They can only miss maybe 3 or 4 days. And little Ray, my son, had missed for a golf tournament. So my point is here, you cannot wait till the end of the month to be like, oh my God, this month is going to suck. You have got to be looking at your numbers daily and taking action. Yeah, we're struggling. All right, where's lunch today? That can't be how you roll, right? We have got to get ourselves motivated into leading our teams to thinking how we are going to push forward, Okay. So let's talk about this, the we will promise. I'm not going to make you cheerlead with me, but I'm going to say, we will promise that we're going to say today is we will know our revenue numbers for June. We will know how many calls we need to hit those goals. We will know if our team is actually converting the call. Pro tip, guys, if you're doing direct mail that's running a maintenance, like a little maintenance tune-up, and you're not flipping them to join your maintenance club, or you're not flipping them to sell new equipment, ding, 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 Houston, we have a problem. That's an issue. It's wasted money. If I roll a truck for $89 and it comes back at $89, that's a $0 ticket. I know there's somebody on here that agrees with me. I'm not in the business of running $89 tune-ups. That my job is to get into the house, and there's obviously a problem. No one goes, you know what? Very few people are going to say, you know what? Everything is perfect with my brand new system. I think I'm going to get an $89 tune-up. That's not what happens. There's something going on, right? The back bedroom's not really cooling. My electric bill's been high. Or let's flip it over to water heater flush. My water's been a little murky, or I've noticed the taste has changed, or just doesn't get as hot as it should. All of those are indicators that when they then get your direct mail in the mail and they open it up, they've probably thrown it away 20 times. But this time they're going to call you, and you get out there and all you do is the $59 water heater flush. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. In the words of, what is that, Family Feud, Steve Harvey? That's not what we're going to do. It's a $0 ticket. So we're not going to run $0 tickets. We want to be successful. And then how we will encourage higher ticket installs. What can we do to help our team install higher end equipment? Whether that's be converting them from tanked to tankless, whole home repipes. Is that nice fancy water softeners, indoor air quality? What all can we add? New duct, new insulation, all of those things. Did I say hot water heater or water heater? I've tried to teach myself to only say water heater. So if y'all don't mind just forgiving my texts and shows a little bit. Also, side note, I actually have to buy the search term hot water heater because welcome to East Texas. But here we go. So on these things, it's important that we understand what is going to help our team get lift in those higher ticket installs. So let's talk about some of the things that we can do for that, right? Now is the time to make sure that we are ready with our maintenance plans. Please do not launch a maintenance plan in July. Because number one, you've gotten all these people that came on in June and now they're confused and you're going to change it. If you haven't done it yet, I encourage you, get through this summer or get through this season, whatever the summer season looks like for you. And then I would suggest if you're going to launch something new, November and things like that are a great time. It's much milder weather and you have time to think. But if your maintenance plan is called preventative maintenance or maintenance plan or preventative maintenance plan or maintenance plan for preventative maintenance, all of those things, again, I say this before, that sounds like a colonoscopy. No one wants to sign up for that. Okay. So, but with your maintenance plans, is it ready? Is it active? Are you promoting it? Is it set up correctly in your CRM? Do you have a sales guide for it for your team? Is it on your website? Are you talking about it on social media? Are your technicians trained in it? Are your CSRs trained in it? What's your schedule? Or what is your script? All of those things. So when I say, are you ready with your maintenance plans? I mean, are you ready? Not like, I think I kind of got it. It'll work. It'll be fine. That right there drives me nuts. One of my biggest pet peeves is, yeah, it's fine. It's not fine. It is not fine. You have got to spend time and be intentional about your maintenance plans being ready. Okay. Also, we're going to prioritize. Now is the time to prioritize team motivation. And some of you are like, okay. And listen, friends, I feel you. It's exhausting to constantly be reminding people, y'all are so good. We're so glad to have you. Thank you so much. Y'all are awesome. It is, but it is so important that your team understands that sometimes you have to be candid with them and you have to hold them accountable and you have to redirect. Those things are going to happen. I can't be nice every single day of my life. I want to. So the niceness, but when you treat people, just overall treat people well, they tend to take your redirection and things better. Not everybody, you still have the immature people on your team. Not everybody's going to know how to take things, right? They're going to take it, blow it up, and they're going to go tell 6 other technicians what you did to them. We're not going to live there, right? We're not going to live in a place where technicians, those negative Nancy's, those cancerous ones, and really most of y'all, it ain't a negative Nancy, it's a negative Nelson on your team. But we can't live there. Those are the outliers. Those are the people that really don't fit your culture in the first place. So they either need to shift their way of thinking or they will naturally fall off from pure peer pressure. But we are going to focus on them because you know why? Guys, I don't know about you, but it is hot as Hades. It is hot, 140 degrees in an attic. I live in East Texas. Our install crews are trying to get in attics before 6 o'clock in the morning, just so they don't literally have mild pour sweat. Okay, so what can I do for them? Stay tuned to the very end and I'll talk about some good new items that you could look at for getting for them. But it isn't so much about items as much as it is knowing that they care. You know what? When's the last time you got up out of your office and went to an install on a summer day? When's the last time you went out and were digging with a shovel for hours alongside your team, right? When is the last time you rode in a truck with anyone? Rode on an install crew? You're going to make them nervous. Listen, the minute I walk out of my office at Lemon Seed, people are like, yes, ma'am. And that's not you. I know you guys, that's not what we want. And honestly, most people, it's just out of respect. They're like, oh my gosh, here comes the boss. But guys, when you get down in the trenches with them and you work with them through a problem or through a difficult install, or you're in there listening and coaching on call centers and things like that. When you do those things, you are building so much respect and authority with them. And I encourage you here on your team, like, can you have pallets of water? Yes, it's going to cost you money. Can you have Gatorade or Powerade? You know, that Coca-Cola brand runs thick through my blood. So I'm going to tell y'all need to be having Powerade. Gatorade's cuss word. Got to have Powerade. Okay. But Powerade, maybe some of your guys like energy drinks. I'm not probably going to ever put energy drinks out there, but have a few sugar-free Red Bulls, again, my Coca-Cola run blood, sugar-free Monster Energy, right? So there are things that you can do like that during the summer. Maybe you put a refrigerator in your warehouse and when they open the door, it's full of popsicles. Or you host an ice cream truck or a snow cone truck that's at your shop at the end of the day. And you say, hey, have your families meet you here and let's enjoy snow cones this afternoon. It was the hottest day, right? And yes, they're rolling in at 7 o'clock at night. They're rolling in. So are you. You're there giving them snow cone syrup, okay? Because that's what we do. We serve our team because they serve us and they serve our customers. So team motivation right now is going to be the hardest time. Coaching, we're going to make sure that we are coaching our CSR and dispatch team to be ready to book the calls and dispatch for profit. Guys, I'm not an operations guru here. I just know what makes marketing perform better. What makes marketing perform better is when those top 2 things, along with this third one that I'm talking about now, are really rocking and rolling. People will say, who's your most successful contractors? Number 1, the ones that have been with me over a year or 2, and the ones that prioritize their team and coach on dispatching for profit. So are we coaching our CSR and dispatch team to be ready to book the calls? So right now, where can your team look to know what you are offering as far as promotions or financing? Right now, where can they look, right? How does your dispatcher plan out her day or his day? How does he know what the expectations are? Do they have to come to you and ask every time they click a button, every time they move a call? Or have you empowered your CSR and dispatch team to know what the heck is going on and run that part of the ship, right? So if I manage a hotel, I cannot literally be the landscaper, the pool guy, the house cleaner, the front desk, security, I take reservations. I can't be all of those things. I've got to empower my team to be those things. And then I need to have people that I can trust to get those things done. So I want to encourage you here. Are you coaching your CSR and dispatch team? And guys, for some of you, that is one sweet friend that sits in the front and she's precious, but you need to push her. You need to push her to think past her elbow, right? Like, let's think for ourselves. Let's be problem solvers, right? Hey, yeah, I promise you this, if you'll make a decision, it might not be the right one. And I might need to coach you how to remake a better decision in the future, but make a decision. Do not sit around and get these guys. And if your guys are disrespecting the CSR and dispatch role, that's on you. You're a leader. You got to be like, hey, we're not going to act crazy with the CSRs and dispatchers. They've got a job to do. You've got a job to do. Both of you are held accountable. Let them get their job done. If you have a problem with what they're telling you to do, you come see me. But these are now is the time, guys, because with the summer comes long early mornings and long nights and tired technicians and tired installers and tired plumbers. And you got people sitting in an office in the air conditioner, as the technicians will tell you, bossing me around. And they're right. I would tell them, you're exactly right. That is their job. They don't really tell you how to go repipe something. Don't tell them how to dispatch. Come to work and get things done. Some of us just need to address a few of those things. And then our last thing I want you to do is make sure that you're verifying that your marketing is updated with summer offers. And more importantly, I'm a little drawn to this, but graphics. So like right now, we are in June. And if I got the Easter bunny and some Easter eggs, friend, that's not it, right? People know, like, this is lazy marketing. If you've got a flower for June, some of you can probably get away with that. But let me tell you right now, you know what I'm trying to do right now with flowers? I hope they don't burn up in the sun. So if anything, I need to be trying to water the flowers with a watering can. And so think about your graphics as they relate to your market so that it speaks to them. Okay. So again, also, it's not July. I wouldn't have fireworks. It's not Valentine's Day. Why do you have hearts? Right. So think about, it's summertime. What does summertime feel like if I'm in Utah? Is that everybody's getting ready to go to Lake Powell and get out on boats? So we need to have that vibe. Where I live, you know, where people are going to some kind of beach or water. So we're going to have beachy looks and lake looks to our things, because I want to speak to my audience. All right. All things June. Let's talk about this sun method. So I want to really talk to you guys about what it really means to do marketing. Marketing has such a broad, that's like telling me you bought a new car. You're like, oh, great, you can get from point A to point B. That's exciting. But you have no idea what color it is. If it's a car, is it a car or is it an SUV? Because you said car, but you really, this morning I told Lupita, I said, hey, take my car. You know what I drive? A Nissan Armada. That ain't a car, but I'm from East Texas. I also say, give me a Coke, and I'll take anything that's dark soda. Okay. You want to give me a Pepsi, a Coke, a Dr. Pepper? I don't care. I only want one for today, but I would prefer Dr. Pepper, but hey, I'll take whatever. And they know that because we speak East Texian. Okay. So same thing for you guys. Like, we are right now, our marketing has a broad umbrella. So let's talk about 3 things that we are going to focus on as contractors of how we can grow our whole marketing mix. So I'm going to use this acronym of SUN, because I hope you guys are getting to soak up a lot of sun. Number 1, we're going to talk about the strategy, right? Strategy is the part that most people miss. Do you know, as I'm interviewing new people that want to work with Lemon Seed, as we're working together and trying to figure out if we'd be a good fit, the first thing the first thing the contractor is probably going to tell me or McKenna on my team is, I do a lot of stuff, but I don't know why I do it, or it's just very haphazard. Okay, so you like strategy? Yes, right? The next thing that we talk about is uncovering those sleepy customers that are hiding in your database, right? So who is lurking in there that's really not making any moves, that maybe they're using somebody else, but who's in there and how can we wake them up? And last but not least, we've got new customer acquisition, because that, my friends, is how you grow big companies. Let's jump into it. So strategy, 3 things that affect your strategy. Okay. And again, this sounds a little repetitive, but bear with me here. So on the strategy side of SUN, there are 3 things that will grossly affect that strategy. When I am building out a strategy for a contractor, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to basically chunk their budget into 3 big pieces. The biggest piece is going to be call to action, but branding, I normally am spending 40 to 45% of their entire advertising budget on brand promoting tactics. Okay, so we're talking billboards, jingles, and things like that, right? The next thing that probably has that, not probably, the next thing that gets the second chunk of money is going to be calls to action. So I've got 60% of my total budget. 40% went to branded options like mass media and things like that. 60% is in here like come to mama, right? Like call my phone, call me up, hit me up, right? So I'm sending out things. I'm doing I'm doing digital, paid ads, PPC, Google local service ads, geofencing ads, social media ads, direct mail campaigns for both all services that I'm offering. I'm doing some email marketing to prospective clients, right? I'm doing lots of things to try to get more people to call my business. And then the other thing that I focus on is what can I do to cultivate my existing database? And we're going to break those down a little bit more, but it's all about the mix of things. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people will say, I have a marketing company. And I'm like, oh, great. Okay. So things are going well. No, well, they really didn't perform for me. So I'm like, well, tell me what all they did for you. Oh, they did my website. Yeah. So that's one piece. That's like saying you built a puzzle and you built it in one piece. So yes, that is a puzzle if it's one piece. But it's, where you really start hitting your vibe is when you can have a good mix of my digitals matching my direct mails, matching my cinema, is matching my TV, is matching my email campaigns and my social media. We are all speaking my brand, right? We're all speaking that. And so it's all about that marketing mix. And so if you put all of your eggs in one basket, and when that basket fails, and when I say fails, let's be fair here. Digital, most of you are investing in digital response campaigns, meaning somebody actually has to be looking for the service, friends. Somebody's actually got to be Googling AC repair near me. So if they're not doing that, the digital provider, you only have search responsive ads running. So no, it didn't perform, but no one was searching. Who did you want it to perform to? These magical people that are just perusing the internet for air conditioning information? That's not how it works, right? So same thing for plumbing. People are like, well, there's not a lot driving search volume right now. So if all of your eggs were in that basket, Q1 kicked you in the no-no area. Okay. It knocked the breath out of you. You know why? Because you had no backup plan. You had no marketing mix. And now all of a sudden, guess what you had to start doing? Calling up your customers. Hey, you want to tune up? Can we come out? Can we come out? Can we flush the water heater? And you were just like inundating your existing customers. And some of y'all didn't even realize that ain't a great thing. That now all of a sudden we're just hounding your existing customers. There's got to be a mix. There's got to be a method to the madness. So here's a new screen for you guys. I'm going to give you a minute to scan and listen to that new fun jingle that we have right there. Just hold your cell phone up on the camera towards the screen, scan that QR code and listen to that jingle. Tell me what you guys think of that jingle. In the chat, I would love to hear what you think of that jingle. So let's talk about, we need a healthy mix of branding and calls to action that build up our call volume. Okay. So most of you will say, Crystal, Lemon Seed, I just need to make the phone ring. What all can I do? So Lemon Seed, we're the implementers, right? We're the doers. So we're going to go find you what you need. We're not a lead generation company. We are an implementation and maximization company. Okay. So companies with a more recognizable brand will significantly, like listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, significantly see better response. So if you want to come in and you're like, I'm into a new market, guys, I'm telling you right now, you would be so much better off investing $600, $700 and put out yard signs with your logo on it that say now serving your area than you would be buying Google ads. And fight me about it. I'm telling you, the reason that I say that is because people don't have a clue who you are. So they think that you're like fly by night, or you are random, or you're from out of town. For those of you that live in rural areas, like they ain't from here. Well, so that's how you do it. Also, some good branded billboards that are not overly complicated, simple things that you can put into place there. And then also people want to make informed decisions, not risky ones. Okay. So not a lot. I'm kind of risky. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like it. Like, you know what? Let me try that. So for example, Lemon Seed, when I'm going to all these different conferences throughout the year, when Lupita and I sit down to plan those things, we're kind of risky. Like, let's give it a shot. Okay. Not everybody's like that. But with this, we need to look at what are we doing to build our brand? Radio, billboards, is it cinema? Like, is our commercial showing in the movie theaters before every single movie, right? Do we have a really good OTT strategy where we're putting our commercials out there? I want you to know right now, contractors, tell me, what are you doing to build your brand every single month? What is it that you're doing? Okay. And then as you think through this, it's all about the visuals or the auditory pieces. So if you can own radio in your market, because you're in a market that doesn't have a lot of waste, a jingle is a really good way to start getting noticed. People are gonna be like, I have heard your jingle. I love it. It's crazy. It's stuck in my head, right? Or they're gonna see, where did you come from? You could put up 3 billboards. If you're putting up 1 billboard, that probably ain't it. I'm just gonna tell you. I would say, in my opinion, I would have 3, at least 3 kind of focused, clustered is my word, billboards. Because then people are going to say, where did you guys come from? And you're about, well, we've been here 20 years, so thanks for that. But what it is all of a sudden they're standing up paying attention. But guys, you've got to have a good quality jingle, a good quality billboard design, a good quality commercial that's created by people that have more than an iPhone. Okay. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about uncovering those sleepy customers. So I'm going to back up 1 second here. So on the strategy piece, I wanted to focus on these branding. So as you're looking at your marketing mix, as you're looking at where you spend money every month, I want you to classify them into these 3 categories. What is strictly for brand? What is strictly for really your existing database? So side note, Marketing Pro or Chirp or Hatched or any of those, cultivating your existing database. That's not new customer acquisition. They ain't talking not a new soul. I love those programs. You need those programs, but they are not new customer acquisition. Because now I need you to focus on what is designed to be a call to action for new customer acquisition. Okay. Stand by. All right. So now let's talk about uncovering those sleepy customers. Okay. So these are the people that already interacted with your brand. These people, you already paid for these people, friend. These are like prepaid customers, okay? You paid to get them the first time. Now they're in your database, and you know what? They're ready. They're kind of like low maintenance children, okay? So like my kids are pretty low maintenance. Like my oldest son, y'all, he didn't cry, I think, till he was like 3 years old. He just wasn't a crier. My youngest son came along, and when he did cry, he was like mad crying. He was a little bit more aggressive, and that resonates still true today. But at 13 and 16. But my point is, some of your customers just want to be cultivated. Some of your customers like a little bit of attention, and they may not do one single thing for a year, 6 months. But if you will always cultivate and stay in front of them, guess what you will always be? Their plumber, their heating and air conditioning company, their indoor air quality person, their water purification company, their duct cleaning company. You will be those things for them, their roofing company, their landscape company, all because you send them simple little things throughout the year. I love emails. I think that is a very affordable and efficient way to reach out to people. There's so much trackability inside of there. You can really watch the journey of the customer. But I'm also a sucker for a nice newsletter that comes in the mail, and it's glossy and it's pretty, and it's got human interest stories in there about my grandma's favorite recipe and our technician's review and what we did in the community. I'm a sucker for it. And guys, I may not call off of it, but it does make me think, gosh, I love doing business with this company. That's what we're talking about right here. How can we wake up those people that are asleep a little bit, right? But we're not like the angry mom waking up a teenager, like throwing water in their face, like, call us today at 1-800 don't be hot, whatever you want your 1-800 number to be. But we're more like the bed and breakfast, like, honey, good morning, would you like breakfast? We need to treat our clients that way. So less mad mom teenage years, more like bed and breakfast host. Okay. So we've got to be we've got to be intentional, and we've got to provide content that's good without being overly salesy. And so when we talk about these things, especially right now during the summer, so let's talk about this because I'm going to get down in the weeds here for a little bit, guys. You have got to know when you are cultivating existing customers, odds are, unless you're very intentional about the audience, this may or may not be it's probably will not be a large ticket item. I use sleepy customers or our existing customer base. I use those people to help me fill my dashboard. Now, let me tell you what you cannot do. You cannot pack your dashboard, your dispatch board full of sleepy customers. And then when someone calls in with a 12-year-old system that's down and you say, you know what, I'm sorry, I got to go check on Miss Jones's water filtration system. So can I get to you tomorrow? Well, no. Guys, that was going to be an $89 call to go unclog a filter. This dude over here is about to buy a $20,000 system. So what are you doing? Right? So these sleepy customers, I use them very intentionally to help me keep people busy, keep my maintenance techs busy, keep new members busy. So if you've just hired 2 or 3 new technicians and you're stressing out a little bit, book sleepy customers a couple of days out. But we've got to do it using a funnel approach, in my opinion. And so if you look on your screen right now, at the top is that funnel that I use. And this is a generic marketing funnel. And so I'm going to move over here to my board for a few minutes, and I'm going to talk about this funnel piece. Okay. So when you look at a funnel, you need to look at things very strategically here. Okay. So we can look at this. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So when you look at a funnel, okay, you are really thinking about whatever audience you're wanting to think about. So if you were to think about the whole market, right, the majority of the world, okay, lives up here. That's why this is, honest to goodness, y'all, I really could make this like this. This part is huge because most people, I'm gonna hurt your feelings. Most people don't give 2 craps about what you do. Okay. Most people do not care one bit about their heating and air conditioning or plumbing or electrical system right now. You know why? Because it works. They don't care. So as you're looking at the funnel and where people are in their buying journey, okay, it depends on what tactics we're going to use to be successful. So this right here is the most uncaring people that you can find. They do not care about your business. So if we were looking at this as like the whole world, our whole market, everybody that's out there, the majority of the people that live there, this is why I have to do branding. These people, these little jagaloons that are probably in this audience right here, they do not care about me, but I need them to recognize my brand so that when they get down here and they're having to make a decision because their AC broke, there's water spewing all over their bedroom, because of all of the work that I did up here, they're going to think of me first. So let's reverse that. Let's get a little deeper in our thoughts and let's talk about what does this funnel look like for existing customers, right? So existing customers, people that are already in my database, right? They're already in my database. What could I do to them to keep them top of mind? So as I'm building this out, I know the majority of my existing database is fine, right? They probably used me a year ago. Everything went fine. They don't need me no more. Okay. But I need to stay top of mind. Yes. Do you agree? I need to stay like, hey, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. Hey, here I am. Good to see you. Right. So you're like the little nosy neighbor in the grocery store. Good to see you, honey. How's everything? You doing okay? Good. How's your mom and them? Right. That's what's happening up here. Now, when you have existing customers, here's the great part. For those of you that are on a CRM like ServiceTitan or FieldEdge or Service Fusion or Sarah, anything like that, you can dissect your audiences to know where people are. So you can say, you know what, I need people that they're ready to make a decision. Like they right here. You know, on the Wheel of Fortune, that glittery piece of the wheel, this is it right here, friend, glittery. And it says, $20,000. Okay. Because this is the money spot. This is where we need people. So I want you to think about people inside of your existing database that were ready to make a decision, that need to make a decision, and they just need a little push. So these are, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I like to focus right here. Now up here, these friends that, hey, we just haven't been out there, or their system's their warranty's about to expire, or they're on a membership plan, and I know there's probably not anything wrong. Those are where I'm going to send them like, hey, happy Labor Day. Here's my favorite fruit salsa recipe. Did you know that, happenings in the community? That's just so I can stay in their inbox and top of mind. But people that I know, I have an existing quote with them and they just never pulled the trigger, because you know what they're going to try to do? They're going to try to limp it along one more summer. And I'm going to come up there and put 3 more pounds of refrigerant in it. I'm going to tell them they have a small leak, and I'll be back in 6 months to put more Freon in here. And it's going to run their electric bill up. I know those things. And so I know that. So I'm going to talk to those people, because you know what I need them to do? Buy a new system. I need them to let us come out and quote them on a new system. So how do I get them to do it? So let's jump back over here. How do I get them to do it? So on the screen that's on there now, you're looking at, I just made up a list of 6 different audiences that we can focus on that are inside of our existing database during the busy months. So right now it's kind of lukewarm, right? So you probably are getting busier because the weather's changing, but what could you be doing right now? What about anybody with an open estimate? So let me tell you what my message would be. Hey guys, don't be caught surprised by the summer weather. We show you have an open estimate with us. We would love to come back and requote that and give you a $250 credit. Easy, right? Maintenance customers. Hey guys, don't go down. These people are on your maintenance plan and maybe they haven't had their tune-up yet. So you're like last ditch effort. You know what? My funnel here, I would call these people, because you should be to very few people on your maintenance program that have not used you yet for their summer tune-up. So I would call them, because remember, you just told me that you needed more call count. So then your CSRs have time to outbound call. Heaven forbid somebody else in your team cover the phones while your CSRs outbound. Okay, so make it happen, whatever it takes, make it happen. But I would have them call and say, hey, Ms. Williams, you're a valued Sailor Mac VIP program member. I noticed that you haven't scheduled your summer tune-up. I just didn't want the summer weather to catch you by surprise. Last year, we made a quote for you guys to know that you're probably going to need to have X done. We are offering a discount if those are done at the same time. Guys, I can rattle these off for days. But what you need to do for your business is think about who is there, who is nice and tucked into bed in there and not worrying about it, because right now it's working. And how can I get them? So looking through there, if you are not taking age of equipment when you are booking calls, you are missing the boat on things that you can really own. So I encourage you to work on those pieces as well. So on your old maintenance customers, hey, we missed you. We know you didn't have a tune-up because you had fallen off of our maintenance plan. Here's a $79 tune-up offer, and we would love to get you back on our maintenance plan. Customers with the old equipment, hey, I would be singing happy birthday, but it sounds like your equipment's old enough to get Medicare, right? Like you can kind of have some fun with these things and make people go. I mean, literally your subject line could say health insurance for your old system. People are like, what is this, right? We just want people to realize, like, I don't even know that systems only last 10 to 12 years in Texas, right? Washington, equipment will last 15 to 20 years. East Texas, if you get a good system that's still going at 20 years, you're just counting your days. Okay. And then what about people that have never, this is going to be, listen to me, this is going to be a big audience for most of you. Customers that do not have IAQ equipment in their home that you know of. So you're going to send them a message that says summer allergies got you up at night. You got watery eyes that it did from graduation, right? All these fun things that you can throw in there to say, hey, right now, with a booked tune-up service or with a service call or with this, save $300 off of IAQ equipment or get a free indoor air quality test, right? I just need you guys to think about who is lying dormant in your CRM that we can pique their interest to get them to make a decision. We want them to just like pull the trigger, pick up the phone, give us a call me up. Carly Jepsen, call me on my cell phone. Oh, look at there. Y'all are welcome. Little pop culture reference there. But my point is, guys, many of you are sleeping here. Let me tell you why. You're sleepy with them. And not like in a good way. Not that that's a really good way. I don't know. But the part is you are not paying attention. It's like a freaking treasure box full of all of these opportunities. If you are using a program like Hatch or Chirp, they're already going to do it for you. But I want you to be intentional about how you can get these sleepy customers to wake up and call you and book, and then have control over your schedule going into the summer, because we need control for demand calls. Yes. All right. So we need to have good data to make good decisions. Good data in, good data out. Okay. So let me tell you, I go back to existing customers. You can ask any account manager on the Lemon Seed team. I'm going to say, what's the top performing campaign for X customer? You know what they're going to say? Existing customer. And I'm going, that's a lie. That's a whole lie and a half. Remember, what's my rule? Somebody put it in the chat. What is my rule of how long a customer, and what time frame did someone have to do business for you to be considered an existing customer? We should be getting some answers. 2 years. Was it one of my Lemon Seed people that answered? Yes. Who was it?
Kristen.
Kristen, of course she did. She knows those things. You know why? Because we are constantly trying to tell our contractors, if existing customers is your main source, yes, you've done a good job. Yes, you're wonderful. And yes, people keep calling you. Friends, but guess what happens to people that are alive right now? What do they eventually do? Die, move, sell their house. We cannot live in the life of now. We must live in the life of new. So that's why I say it's got to be a balance. We got to take care of both people. We got to take care of the ones that loved us. Dance with the one that brought you, right? Take care of those people. But you also, I guess you need to be scanning the room and looking for the next opportunity, right? So some of y'all already have that game down on the other side of your life. So just apply it to your work life. So I'm just saying, like, guys, we got to focus on both of those. So, but good data in, good data out. So when you are entering your customers, your team needs to be careful. Are they getting emails? Are they getting phone numbers that are correct? Are they getting good names, information, lockbox codes? Are they getting age of equipment? Are they getting how the customer's going to pay? Are they asking them to get pre-qualified for a new system? Are you encouraging them to think about your maintenance program? Are you sending them or reminding them they can book online? What are you doing to have good data? And who are you holding accountable? Who are you holding accountable for the success of that? Another thing, and this is for the wine notice there, you need to be listening to your calls. And I mean, like, listening to them with a glass of wine, because some of you are going to be like, Jesus, take the whole wheel. But you have got to go in and listen to what your team is telling your customers, but also what are your customers telling your team? Hey, so for example, I was listening to a contractor, it's been a couple of months ago, but there was all of these calls. I was like, hey, I was just verifying someone was coming today. Hey, I just wanted to check because I have an appointment today, but I haven't heard anything. Hey, your technician showed up and I didn't know he was coming. Did I have an appointment? So what did that tell me? We are not doing any sort of reminder, right? So automatically, what an easy fix. And now you're saying, hey, how can my CSRs take less calls that are bookable? I want them, I'm sorry, unbookable. I want my CSRs taking bookable calls. So when they're getting hung up with technicians calling and existing customers calling, I'm looking for your guys. They're not here. They're supposed to be here. They showed up. What can I do to fix that? The only way I've realized those things is I listen to them, because even CSRs, they're only hearing their own conversations most of the time. So to really get a good read, you need to go listen to a random mix of those every single day so that you know how to pivot for your team. And then this is the other one that will step on your toes. Model what you expect from your team. Let me say it one more time. Model what you expect from your team. So I have bad news for you. If you have decided that you're going to be gone 5 weeks during the summer, but everybody else is going to work like a dog, that is not going to be received well. Also, people are complaining about, let's say people are complaining about payroll, right? I just feel like I don't make any money. And you drive up in a jacked up, truck, and you're pulling a trailer that's got a $80,000 boat and 2 jet skis, and you got on a life jacket and this really expensive bag and hat, all this stuff. And you're like, oh, y'all go to work. We don't have any money to be doing this. And they're like, excuse me, sir, have you looked outside? right? So is it any of their business? It 1000% is none of their business, but that doesn't help how they feel inside. And so we've got to model what we expect from our team. So if we expect our team and say, hey, I really need you to work hard during this time of the year. This is our busiest time of the year. This is where you can make the most money and the company can make the most money. I need your help. And then I will be super flexible with you as soon as we get out of this heat wave. And then you are there with them. You are there when they get to work. You are there sometimes when they get back from work. You show up on calls. You're making sure that you're taking care of customers that are irate and unrealistic, and you are addressing things. It is how your team feels validated, and that's why they will work hard for you. You cannot be like, well, I'm the boss, and so I get to work, or I don't have to come to work on time, or I'm the boss. I don't have to get down in the trenches anymore. I don't have to schedule my own calls. I don't have to work in ServiceTitan. I don't have to do what I'm supposed to do. I don't have to turn in receipts. Guys, I just encourage you to understand you don't. You 1000% don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I'm just telling you that when you model for your team how to take care of customers. So if you get a bad review and the first thing you do is light up the homeowner, you don't know what you're talking about. You can blow, kick rocks and all that. Or if you say, I am so sorry that you feel this way about our company. Please let me look into this and figure out how we can come to a good mutual agreement. All of a sudden, my team is seeing me de-escalate the situation and be a problem solver and mediate. If I jump on the customer every single time, Lemon Seed, we wouldn't learn anything. They'd be like, well, my boss, you remember those kids in school? They'll be like, well, I'm going to tell my mom. And their mom would come up to the school and act a whole fool for them and then go home. And I'm like, your kid a fool. Your kid acts a fool, ma'am. Like, your kid is the problem. And so there's a lot of us that we just want to jump to conclusions, and somebody leaves us a 1-star review and we're in our truck showing up at their house, right? And that is that what you want your team to do? No. If a customer's cussing and screaming and hollering, does your technician have to take it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not in a million years. But if they turn around and cuss them back out and spin tires and run over their mailbox and their chihuahua on the way out, that's not it either. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Like I'm talking to my kids, 2 wrongs don't make a right. But what I'm telling you is your people are watching. And right now, when you head into these busier months, they're really watching what you're doing. So I just encourage you to protect there. New customer acquisition. So hang with me. I hope you guys are still with me. We're rocking and rolling here, but don't give it. So here's what we're not going to do. Here's the good news. During the summer, people need us a whole lot more than we need them. Yes. So during the spring and the early winter, like January and February, like I ain't gonna lie, some of y'all would give, like, if somebody would pay y'all with a pork chop, y'all would go, because we're desperate for leads. That's not the case. So during Q1, January, February, March of the year, I've got to be a lot more aggressive in what I'm offering, because I have got to really entice people to make a move. Because you know what? The weather's beautiful. They did just get their income tax. So really they're like new air conditioner or cruise. Like, what do I want to do? Y'all ain't going to win. I don't care how sexy the install man is, how beautiful the girl is on the call, how good the offer is. You probably ain't going to win. So you have got to figure out, how do I speak to people, right? How do I speak to them and make them go, hey, right now, I know they never have this discount once we get into summer. I don't want us to be hot during the summer. Lord help us, right? So, but don't give it away that much during the summer. You can be a little less giving there, supply and demand, but we do need to do something that gets us new customers during this time of the year. What can we do to stand out? So a lot of people are like, I turn off my marketing during the summer. Okay, so that I can swoop in, because here I come. All right, here I come. So yes, there are ways to turn down PPC. Maybe you turn off some social media ads, but what you do not turn off, to me, is your branding. You don't take down your billboards. I think those are things that just stay there, because odds are everybody that's seeing that billboard or hearing that radio jingle or seeing that commercial, odds are they or someone near to them is going to have some sort of AC or plumbing problem and over the next several months. And so you might as well stay top of mind there. And also I put in here with asterisks on the screen, communicate to your team before. So I underline that word before, as in pre the event, before you go live. So if you're like, you know what, I'm going to give away, everybody that buys a new system is getting a $600 cruise voucher from us. And you just tell yourself that and you put it on the website and then you're like, well, my God, I didn't sell any cruises. And I'm like, well, so your comfort advisors or your selling technicians or your project coordinators, whatever they're called, they didn't use that to upsell. No, I promise you, if I say, hey, comfort advisor, nobody wanted the cruise, and they're going to go, we had a cruise. I'll be like, yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't understand that. So I'm like, So we wasted all this time and energy getting a good plan built out, getting some good graphics going, getting a good vendor for the cruise vouchers. And then we just didn't tell anybody. And also like putting it on your website, guys, that's not telling people. I want you to tell me, and I say this every call, I'll probably still say it in July. Do you wake up at night and just go, you know what? Let me go look at some electrical websites. No, that's not what people do. People do not go peruse your website. So if you're like, well, I'll put it on my website, nothing happened. Yeah, I would expect that. Okay, because we didn't tell anybody. You're not a boutique. You're not a news outlet, right? Those people go there for information. No one says, you know what? I wonder what Lemon Seed has on their website for. Well, Lemon Seed's not a good example either because people do go look and see what we do, but it's not the same as people that are, if they don't need the service, they're not looking for it. So you have got to get where you are telling people about your offers. Great opportunity for social media. Emails are great, but remember, what are we looking for? New customer acquisitions. So if I'm going to send an email to my existing database, it's going to be to anyone that's ever gotten a system quoted from me before and that I know their system is over 10 years old. And I'm fixing to tell them, hey, if you buy your system before June 30th, it is the best time of the year to buy it. Don't wait till July when all of our prices go up. I'll straight up tell them. So here's a couple of pro tips to driving new customer acquisition in the summer months. Number one, digital is one of the fastest ways to earn new customers. Remember, Harold, I didn't just say leads. So if you need to book your calls, the fastest thing to do is send a text message to your existing database and see what comes of it. Okay. But new customer acquisition, if you're going to do anything, it is going to be in digital, owning every search term that you can possibly earn and trying to get there. That's how you're going to get the business the fastest. And there's other good opportunities. They're not quote unquote, they're not super fast. Okay. Direct mail. Okay. Look what I have in parentheses there. If you have a good brand, direct mail is a great way to have a consistent flow of new customers. So what I do is I start a direct mail plan and I never press pause. I don't press pause. I press go and we are rolling, right? I need us to roll through our new prospecting list for direct mail. Okay. Another cool thing to do for new customer acquisition is social media ads that are hyper focused on certain areas of your town. So if let's say you look and you're like, gosh, I'm really struggling. I have a couple of billboards up over there in that market, but I'm really struggling over there. Launch social media campaigns to just those locations. Launch some things over there that are really like, hey, here's a free service call when you make our recommended repairs. Something that makes people go, oh, I'm going to call them. Or when their sister says, girl, my AC broke. They're going to say, girl, you know that Yellow Bear Air I saw on social media, they have a free, call them and say you saw their ad on social media. So guess what your CSR needs to know? They're going to say, you saw our ad? Well, and then they're like, my sister said that she saw, yeah. So no, ma'am, your team needs to know, look at all the things that we have out there right now so that when people call in and say, hey, do y'all care that their sister told her and she didn't actually see it? You shouldn't. Go out to the call and make some money. And so these are just some pro tips on stop wasting money on, I don't know why I can't get more leads, and you keep calling the digital company and telling them to add SEO. SEO is a long-term strategy. You need time for SEO to come to fruition. The bridge of those things are going to be paid ad strategies like Google local service ads. If you ain't Google local verified, friends, come on now. And PPC and things like that. Those are what are like quick search-based responses, especially when it's hot. So we're going to talk a little bit about service offers, tune-ups. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this side because I'm going to be honest with you. I personally feel that a good offer is a good offer and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. As a matter of fact, super fancy stuff makes homeowners feel like it's too salesy. It's fake. It's a what is the word when they bait and switch? It's bait and switch, right? So we're going to talk a little bit here about my service offer. I'm always going to recommend a tune-up or a water heater flush or drain clearing. One of those three things, because remember, that is a non-threatening approach to knowing. I kind of know I have a problem, but I really don't have a lot of money to spend right this moment. Or I'm scared. Maybe it's not that I don't have the money. I'm just scared of what it's going to cost. This is a non-threatening way to get in the house and build the relationship and flip them to my maintenance program. Right? So that's a service. Same thing on water heater flush is, oh, I didn't even know I needed to have my water heater flush, number one. Number two, I might as well go ahead and do this while I'm home during the summer or while I'm gone during summer, whatever. And then it should lead, now you are their plumber. So I run those tune-up style offers for both plumbing and if you're an electrical company, panel test, plug inspections. Those are some easy, non-threatening ways to get into the homes. And then replacement offers. Not everything has to be a sales pitch. It's more about what are you putting out there to people for them to consider your company for replacement. So is it cash back, like rebate programs, right? Is it financing? Is it gifts with purchase? Okay. So, hey, buy a new system from us and we're going to give you, I think I talked about this last month. We're going to do a smokeless fire pit, right? We're going to do an 85-inch TV. We're doing AirPods. We're doing whatever, a vacation voucher. We're doing all kinds of cool things like that. You know what that's designed to do? It's really designed to help your sales team upsell to the next level. So those gifts with purchase, a lot of that is not available on my bottom systems. You only get the cool gifts with purchase when you upgrade to my top end equipment. Right? Or cash back might be really low on the bottom tier and really much higher on your top tier systems. That is on us, guys. We do not have to give away the farm, but we can do something to entice them to come to us. You should be priced correctly that you can still make your margins and offer these items. And it allows your guys, your team, to have some tools in their pocket, an arrow in their quiver to sell more equipment and higher end equipment. Let's talk about rehash. So we kind of mentioned that earlier. Rehash is that sleepy customer cultivation. What about your open estimates, people without a tune-up? Who can you cultivate right now? So let's talk a little bit about, let's look in there and say, hey, pull a list of everyone that had the job type of, they had to add refrigerant. Pull everyone in there, scrub out your maintenance clubs and scrub out anybody that bought a new system in the last 5 years. So now you're left, everything has been sifted out and you're left with all these people that added Freon to their system. You can go back and say, hey, the amount of money that you added in Freon last year is how much refrigerant, don't use Freon, refrigerant. The amount of refrigerant that you added, the amount of money that you added last year is how much we will give you towards a new system this year, up to $1,000. So you see, that is a highly focused campaign. It's going to go to the exact homeowners. And I would make a subject line that says, your last invoice. And so they're going to be like, I didn't pay it. I thought I paid it. They better not be asking me for payment. And then when they open it, I would say, your last invoice showed that you paid us $900 in refrigerant because you have a gaping moon-sized hole and you're leaking refrigerant and you wanted me to patch it. So I'd be happy to apply that $900 to the purchase of a new system this year. That may not work for everyone, but also on a repipe, like, hey, last year we were out there, we patched some things. It was a couple $1,000s. We would love to come out and for you to consider repiping. Right now is the best time to do it. We have an overstock of supplies and now is the time, and I'm going to take that amount off. Think about how much more that speaks to that specific audience. And it's a call to action. Come to me, call me, use me, love me. I don't know, but something. Because people do business with people that they know and they really understand who they are. Okay. So if people know who you are because you've actually allowed your picture to be on the website or you've made a few things, people want to know who you are. They want to understand. That's why people are like y'all say too much on social media. You're exactly right. I want everybody in my town to know that it is the technician Jacob's birthday. I want them to all know that Lupita or Callie or Rachel has worked here for a year. I want them all to know when people get certifications and when we get good reviews and when our clients are successful. I want everybody to know. And that's because people want to do business with people that they know and that they like and that they are engaged with. Like something about them speaks to them. Okay. Video is king. I don't know how many times I can tell you all that. Video is king. And let me give you another little pro tip here. Video is king, even with your own team. So if you need to make an announcement, why not record a little video and then send that out in email? Instead of typing an email, record a video that says, hey guys, it's our Monday morning meeting. So excited to get there. There's our goals for this week. It's going to be a hot one. Make sure you're staying hydrated, blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much. This is Crystal. I appreciate you guys for all that you do. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. You send that video. All of a sudden people are like, oh, I watched that. They're not going to read an email, but they might watch the video. Same thing on content for your website and content on social media. Video is king. Building authority is definitely a must. So when you are known as the roofing guru, and then you put out a roofing postcard, people go, oh, I know her. I know her. She's good. They don't know you, friend. They ain't never sat down at dinner with you. You know how they know you? Because they saw your face on a billboard. You've made 2 videos on your social media channel and your picture is a profile picture. That's how they know you. And that's fine. And if you think about it, you're the same way. Oh, I love that waitress at that restaurant. You know, you don't know nothing about her. You know, her name is Maria and she serves the best. She works at the best taco stand and she is so kind and she brings napkins. That's what you know about Maria. You have no idea that what Maria does at home. You don't know her like that. And you're glad to know Maria's been here 1 year. Oh my God, Maria, we love you. Hey, we're table 16. I order number 13 every Thursday. That's how people, that's what people do. Because people don't necessarily, they just want to feel like they know you. So guys, let them. Put things out there. Diverse consistency. So let me just take a whole minute. I had this when I first started Lemon Seed, I had this contractor. And he was like, I don't know what's wrong. I can't get leads. So I said, you know what I think we need is a direct mail campaign. I really need you to give it 6 to 8 weeks. So he did. And then it generated really good money. And then he was like, you know, I don't really think I'm going to do this anymore. And I was like, okay. But okay, so it's working, but we're not going to do it. He's like, well, what I'd like to do is let me just take like let me just take a couple months. And so it worked out really good. So I got some good stuff. Now I'm going to pause it for 2 months and then I'm going to spring it back on them. And I'm like, yeah, so that's not how direct mail works, because what happens is, I know you don't know this, but you know, my air conditioner will break whenever the heck it wants to. It doesn't go, you know what? Let me just go ahead and keep working right now because so-and-so didn't send out a postcard this month. So I think I'm just going to keep working. It's ludicrous, right? So direct mail you have got to have your consistency pants on for things like direct mail and SEO and branding, because all of those things are not a quick fix. They're a good strategy. And those two things, quick fix and strategy, are normally not in the same sentence. There are quick things that you can do to initiate a little buzz, like text campaigns and things like that. But really, guys, the people that will win the race, tortoise and the hare, is slow and steady wins the race every single time. And I can show you numerous examples of Lemon Seed clients who have trusted the process and hung on to it. And some of their months were bad, but a lot of times when you look at the picture as a whole, they won. They won, and they're continuing to win year over year. I looked at yesterday, we have some clients that are up 200%, 180%, 98%, 65%. And I have a few that are up 1%, 3%, -%. You know why? I go back and look and they're not even doing anything. Even though we're making recommendations out the wazoo, they're like, and listen, I understand not having money, but when you're not consistent, listen, you are better off doing one thing very consistently than hippity hopping around everywhere. So I don't like all of my eggs in one basket, but if you're going to force me there, then at least do it well and do it consistently. Diversifying your content. This leans a little bit more towards social media, but also when you are looking at your email platforms and your email strategy, your email plan that's going out for content, you would want to make sure that this particular person, how many emails are they going to receive from you in a month? So if you're sending out, everybody gets my newsletter, and then she's a maintenance member, so she's going to get that. And she got Freon last year, and her system's over 12 years old. So you've got to put some exclusions in there that prioritizes what you want her to get. And let me tell you, let me jump back over here to my board. The message that I want my people to get. So yes, if they're a membership, so if I'm going to send a newsletter, that's talking to these people, right? Because they don't need me yet. I'm going to send your system is 12 years old. Maybe I'm going to send you need a tune up. Maybe those start talking to me, but your system is over 12 years old. And I was out there last year giving you a refrigerant. That's the one you're going to get. That's it. That's the one you're going to get right there. Because you know why? I need you, ma'am, to buy a new system. Because you and me both going round and round, right? Your electric bill's high. You know you ain't cooling correctly. It runs all day long. I done told you what you need to do. You spent $800 last year. Just spend $12,000 buying a new system. So that's how I'm going to look at it. And that's how you need to look at it when you're diversifying your content and understanding who's going to get what. I need you to understand the purpose of your marketing. So right now, we are trying to accomplish 3 big goals. The main goal is keep pushing that brand, because everybody right now is starting to care a lot more about their energy efficiency and their ability to stay cool. Okay. Also, your sleepy customers, that I got some focus there because I need them to help me fill in the gaps in the shoulder sides of the heat season, right? And then also new customer acquisition that I can immediately pull. We know that naturally when the weather turns, so does the search volume, right? All of a sudden, everybody needs a heating and air conditioning company, or all of a sudden people are needing plumbers. If you had a big freeze come through anywhere near Texas last year, we had to shut the whole state down. You know why? We don't know how to live in snow, ice. What's going on? We had rednecks on tractors everywhere. You know what? That's a redneck ingenuity. That's all we knew to do. But you know what else we had? Pipes were busting everywhere. And you know what? We didn't have a plumber around that could get to anybody for months because we were not prepared for that. But we've got to understand the purpose of advertising and marketing during the summer months is being noticed when people need us. And then when people haven't quite connected with my brand yet, so they're searching for generic things like AC repair near me, AC maintenance near me, I show up. So I'm playing 2 games, the short game and the long game. My kids play golf. They can't, right now, my youngest son, he can't putt to save his life. He can chip all day long and he can knock the daylights out of the ball. But you know when it really counts? When you could be 1 under par and we're going to putt and we're going to miss a little 6-inch putt because we're wild and crazy out there on the green. Okay, so that's what's going on here. We've just got to understand why you're doing and then align your expectations. So if you're going to tell me I put a billboard up, not one person called, sir, how do you know that? Did you ask every single customer? Are you calling because you saw my billboard? No. What we should see is a natural organic lift in people searching our name and just new customers that are coming in from more generic lead sources. Right. So you should naturally see the only way, in my opinion, to truly measure truly manage mass media tactics like jingles and things like that is organically your name, people searching your name would grow. Okay. And then your team should be your number 1 fans. This for sure is on social media. I have companies right now and they'll say, hey, so social media, it's just only getting a few likes. And I'm like, yes, sir. And you weren't one of them. You didn't even like your own company stuff. You didn't share your own company's information. Sir, you don't even follow your own company page. So let me tell you something. On social media, when it comes to organic content, natural, it's pizza day, happy birthday stuff, those things are going to get traction, but you need a little fire starter. So you need your own team to engage in your social channels first. And you will naturally see that it lifts. And also you're going to have people on your team that are Instagram fans or TikTok fans or Facebook fans, or they like Instagram or they like Pinterest, whatever you're out there on. But guys, you yourself and all of your team needs to be engaging. So we're going to talk about social media ideas. So I'm going to ask everybody one question in the chat while I get a drink. I would like to know who in here can name all of their login credentials for every platform that they have. And they're written down somewhere. So odds are contractors, most of y'all don't. Somebody's uncle that used to run your marketing department worked with his best friend's cousin's neighbor to launch your website, and he built your social media page, and you don't know who owns your Facebook page. Social media team is in my office on the daily. Like, what is wrong with these people? No, I'm just kidding. But it is hard. And so when we get to talking about social media, the number 1 bit of advice that I want to give you is please go in and make sure that all of your social media is optimized, meaning it's named correctly, the same across every platform. So if the name of your company is Yellow Bear Air, It should not say Yellow Bear and then Yellow Bear Heating and Cooling and then Yellow Bear Air. What is the flipping name of your company that you are advertising? That needs to be the name of your company across all platforms. Create some nomenclature when you're creating logins that you can say, okay, it's either Lemon Slice 13 or it's Jungle Juice 36. I mean, something. And then every time you update it, you went from 36 to 37, or you went from Jungle Juice to Mungle Juice. Like, create a plan so that when you go to work with vendors like Lemon Seed, you're not lost. Like, I don't know who owns my website. I don't know who owns my Instagram. Do we have a LinkedIn? I mean, literally, it is that kind of struggle every single day. So my first thing is do a little social media audit of yourself across every platform and figure out, am I an admin? Do I own this page? How do I get to this? I had a contractor that was changing website companies, and they were like, I said, okay, so you own your URL? Yes. Okay. So do you have the DNS files? And they're like, no. I'm like, why? Well, because I don't own it. I'm like, sir, I just asked you if you own it. Well, this guy that was my friend, I'm like, this is not good news. You're a $20 million company that does not own your web address. Houston, we got a little problemo here, right? We got a problem. So what we are going to talk about is how you can get those. So what I just want you to do is make a list in Excel or on a Google Doc and just say, do I have my Facebook, my company's login and password, and is it optimized? Meaning, does everything look good on here? Is it correctly? Is everything filled out? And do it for Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest and LinkedIn and Google Business Profile and anything else you want to be on. TikTok, whatever you're on, I need you to go in and optimize those platforms, guys. Right now, do you know that people, even I did this the other day, I was looking for a florist and I couldn't think of their name. And so I kind of could remember something. So I typed in like bee florist and it came up. You know where I searched? Facebook. The other day, I was trying to make some recipe thing and I was like, where did I see this? So you know where I searched? TikTok. So no longer is everybody going to Google or Bing. I just felt like I should mention them because I feel sorry for them, but not everyone is searching those things. Now our social media platforms are search-based things. So hello, if we know what people, AC repair, we should be using that in our captions. We should be using that when we talk about our about us area. About us things. I have a pet peeve. So the name of my family's company is McWilliams and Son Heating and Cooling, or Heating and Air Conditioning. And when people just say sponsored by McWilliams, I'm like, absolutely not. McWilliams could be an investment firm. It could be a gutter company. We could be the trash company. We could be a carpet company. We could be everything but I need people to know. So I am finicky that it say heating and cooling or heating and air conditioning, right? It is important to me that it says that. If the name of your company is Expert Services, are you a notary? Expert Services, what's that mean? You're going to come in and tell me how to seal my windows? And you know what? People are going to say, no, I'm a sprinkler company. And I'm like, what? What's that? Sir, that does not tell me. So there's got to be a piece on there that's an identifier. So here's our social media ideas for this month. Let me jump into this. I was not going to give exact examples, but our exact plans for the specific month of June, but I wanted to tell you something. June sounds like a really good month to get ready for July, but in June, look through there and let's start talking about things that are going to drive engagement. So Lemon Seed, we fight this every day because we do full service social media for clients. Guys, we can make beautiful graphics and wonderful captions, but that is not going to draw what a picture of a technician, a video of an install, it's not going to draw the same idea. And we will tell y'all that. We ain't no lie. There ain't no shame in our game. We're going to tell you what we need to be successful. But a lot of you are going to basically refuse to not prioritize that. And at the end of the day, I understand that sometimes, but I'm going to tell you what my encouragement is pick one day a month. The first Monday of the month, you're going to come up with all of your content and you're going to go collect all the pieces that you need. So you know what? If it's National Donut Day on June 30th, I don't care when you take donut pictures. I don't care. Just get them so that we can post them on June 30th. If you got a 5-star review that came out the early parts of April, and it was with this technician, and you don't have a picture of him. The next morning, go out there and be like, hey, Juan, I need to take your picture. Stand by your van, stand up tall, smile. Oh, the lighting's good. Snap. Perfect. Hey, Lemonseed, here's a picture of Juan, and here's a really great review. Boom. You know what? That will get much more response than me just putting the 5-star review up in a graphic. Make sense? Right? So I need us to think that way. I need us to think that these are really not negotiables if we're trying to build our brand through social media. Many people know they need social media, but they just want like basic content, or worse, they just want to put offers. So if you're a hairstylist and you're just like, hey, $100 off color, I'm scrolling, okay? I'm scrolling because you sound like you're going to cut my hair and I'm going to look like a wolf cut or something. Like, I don't really want that. I feel like, back in the day when people got bad perms, it scares me. So unless I start seeing like pictures and testimonials, and then I'm kind of interested, right? So same thing here. When I see some 5-star reviews and I see you're doing this and I see you're doing that, and I saw you won an award and I saw you donated dog food. Now all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I really like them. Now I can sneak an offer in there, right? I can't put an offer when people don't know who you are. And that certainly doesn't need to be all that they're engaging with. So one of the best ideas that I thought I would give you guys, it's a very easy thing to do, is whoever your HR is, have her, them, she, him, whatever, make a list of all of your employees' birthdays. Okay. And then every month, put a picture of them and a message from their supervisor that says, happy birthday, Callie. Thank you so much for always being a great team member on the social media team. We're so proud. Thank you for being with us. Have a zesty birthday. You know who's going to comment on that? Callie's friends, her mom, her grandma, her dad, her neighbor, her first grade teacher, the lady that she went to church with, all of her team members. And look at all that natural engagement that you got. Natural engagement, freaking so easy to do. And so this is one thing that it was an actionable item that I felt like you could take away today, and birthdays and anniversary post. Hey, we're celebrating Jose, who's been here 5 years. We're celebrating Karen, who's been here, 6 months, whatever you're going to choose to celebrate. But the tricky part is that has to be an ongoing updating and verifying thing. Because the last thing you want to happen is you fired Lupita 2 days ago, and then her birthday comes up and you're like, happy birthday, Lupita. You got to go take it down because you done fired her 2 days ago. Right? So that ain't it. Right? So you got to really check those things and make sure that they're there. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was giveaways. I'm actually going to jump to the next one first. I'll come back to giveaways. So old versus new systems. So I'm a sucker for this. And remember, who's making decisions? Women or men? Women. Women are making all the decisions for a lot of times. They're consulting with their partner, but at the end of the day, they're making the decisions. So, you know what I love is a good before and after haircut picture, right? So you know how barbers build up their client base? They do before and they show off something that they did that was really good. And they might have to do that 20 times, but the next time you're like, you know what, I really want a really cool haircut. They're going to think back to those pictures. So the same thing goes here. Your install team, have them send you a picture early in the morning and then right before they leave. Boom, before and after. 5 seconds of their day. It doesn't even require photography skills. Literally point your phone in that direction, snap it, text it, point your phone in the direction again, snap it and text it. You can edit and get it up on social media before and afters. Now, if you've got a really good technician or a really good install crew, have them do a video. Hey guys, we're out here in Lufkin getting ready to get rid of this old one. Join us back this afternoon and see what the new one looked like. So you got a video, they text it to you, you get it up, it's got a good caption, and then you wait to them later that night. They send it like, check this out, guys. Boom, magic wand. We worked our magic over here at a house on Willow Oak Street, and look at this massive difference. Can't wait for this family to start saving money on their electric bill. Guys, freaking gold. Like, let them be your own influencers, right? But it requires you to have a little bit of push to them, and also you providing video content as well, or new and before and afters. Or if someone that's willing to say, hey, I was worried I wasn't going to be able to afford this new system. My son just graduated high school, but I was able to get financed and now I have a brand new system. What a great testimonial. Just take a family picture. Get your sales guy to put his arms around Mr. and Mrs. Williams and take a picture and say the Williams family took advantage of our 0% financing for 18 months. And now they're going to have a brand new system. That just requires a little bit of accountability. So the last thing I'm going to talk about on social media ideas, though, are giveaways. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about a giveaway and what that means. I'm really not suggesting that you do a big giveaway over summer. I'm going to tell you why. You're busy. You're busy. You don't really need the lift in exposure on social media. So what I would encourage you to do now is let's get ready for a big back to school giveaway. We're going to give away a brand new system for schools getting started, and we're going to give away a brand new system. So start now developing out your program. And so my next slide is going to talk about this. But as far as social media goes, you have got to have a good social media strategy for giveaways. It is important that you understand I've got to tease a little bit. I've got to promote. But the one thing that people forget to do is the follow-up. They never post a picture of the winner. They never post those. But before I get to those really big giveaways, you know what are some fun giveaways? Do a Father's Day giveaway. Mark my words. Go to the local like Academy or Cabela's or Dick's Sporting Goods or something like that. Go buy a cooler that no one would really buy themselves because they're either a little too quirky or they're a little too expensive. Go buy that and then stuff it full of like some beach towels and some sunscreen and a gift card to pizza and like a beach umbrella and 2 floats. Put it on your table in front of your vans and take a picture and put it on social media and say, comment, tag 3 people that you know you love to vacation with in the summer. And we're going to draw a random winner that's going to win this, brought to you by Yellow Bear Air. So listen, if I'm Yellow Bear Air, what color do y'all think my cooler is going to be? One guess. The name of my company is freaking Yellow Bear Air. Okay. If the name of my company is Green Street, what color is my cooler probably going to be? Not royal blue. Right. So I encourage you there. Sorry, my ears. All of a sudden. 1 second. But I would encourage you to go get that, put it up on there, and then run that for Father's Day. Tag the men in your life that have been great fathers. Okay. So what you're doing now, yes, we can have them share and all that. That's really like light gating. But what we want them to do is tag people. Now, guess what those people are going to do? You spent $300 on this prize, right? But now you've got all these people coming to your Facebook page. Okay. And side note, you cannot really give it away on both platforms, Instagram and Facebook. How are you going to do that? So in my opinion, for most target markets that I work with, Facebook is still king. So I'd get there and I'd get that going. Okay. And I would promote that for 2 or 3, I would say 2 weeks, right? Another thing you can do is a day giveaway. You know what? Today's the day. Happy Taco Tuesday. We're giving away a $25 gift card to tacos. And hey, make it your customer. We are proud to take care of the heating and air conditioning and plumbing systems over at Los Cerritos. And so today, tell us what your favorite meal is from Los Cerritos, and one lucky winner is going to win a $25 gift card. Engagement, giveaways. And then guess what? When they come to get the gift card, take a picture with them and the gift card like this. Okay, snap it, upload it to your social media and say, congratulations, Rachel Frary has won our Taco Tuesday gift card. Make sure you're watching our page for all kinds of cool giveaways. Guys, that, or we could say, hey, we have for 24-hour service. Okay, which one of those 2 things is going to bring engagement? I mean, you got one guess, and I'm going to tell you the answer. So be smart with those things. So, but let's talk, you know what, hang on. Let's jump into TikTok. We're gonna talk a little bit about giveaways here in a second, but I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about TikTok. How am I on time? I want to talk. I was just checking my time. Oh, good. We got plenty of time, friends. We're going to talk about TikTok for a minute. So let me say this. I love some TikTok. I am willing to say, unless you're a national brand. Now, somebody might prove me wrong, but really national brands are people like boutiques that can ship and things like that. I think it's really hard to have a high new customer acquisition expectation for TikTok. because the algorithm is not like the other day I got fed. Now, remember what I do for a living, but I got fed lots of heating and air conditioning companies from all over the country, which are great, but I don't live there. But what I think we can use TikTok for is recruitment and branding our company, just getting it out there. And then if we repurpose those TikTok videos back onto our other platforms, I think that that gives lots of cool things, because you can do some cool things inside of TikTok. You can do cool things on Instagram, right? It's repurposing that content. And then personal brand building. So some of you, this is a little off kilter, but some of you really want to build your own brand. Maybe you're a contractor that wants to start a coaching program, or you want to sell your business. You want to buy a business. Building your personal brand that it doesn't matter where people are. That's a cool use for TikTok. Okay. But I want you to know that with TikTok, you've got to analyze your data, and TikTok provides insights into your video performance. Pay attention to the metrics that are up there: views, likes, shares, and comments. And if you will go in and comment back, right, that's another way to increase engagement. And then analyze what really works well and what doesn't, and then adjust accordingly. So I think TikTok really, if I was going to invest a lot of time on TikTok for my contractors, it would be a recruiting effort. It would be definitely a plan of action that is going to generate buzz around who we are as a company. So lots of community support things, lots of 5-star reviews and employee engagement and things that we did like that. That's where I would focus for TikTok. Next, we're going to talk about mascots. Look at all of our little cute friends on there. That's just a few of them too. Those are just a few of them. So those are some of the mascots that we have had a part in. We have not designed all of them. All but one were our designs. Our is in Lemon Seeds. One of those came to us. He already had him, but we really helped implement a lot of things for him. So social media presence. So we're going to talk a little bit about if you have a mascot, or if you think you want a mascot, let me help you understand what you can do. Not everybody takes a mascot into their whole new logo and name of their company. A mascot is an accessory. Okay. It can be an accessory. It can be something that we associate with a portion of your business. And so social media is kind of cool. Like, you could have the Sailor Max shout outs for your 5-star reviews. You could have Bo the Bee believes in and feature a local nonprofit. Finny the Fish Fan Friday, right? Where he's over there talking about a good review on Fridays. Dr. Fix-It prescribes, and it's when he does all of the maintenance tips, right? So there's ways to take that mascot or character and incorporate him into your brand and into your company without it changing your logo and all of that. There's ways to incorporate them in a much better approach. So social media is one. The other one is, I love it when companies utilize their mascot for their giving back promotions. Like when they go out and volunteer at Habitat for Humanity and they take Sailor Mac, right? Sailor Mac is in a lot of things that we do because he is a part of our brand, but he is not in our logo. Okay. And we actually just redid him a little bit there. And so a mascot can be a really cool way. And so if you were to use the summer months to kind of get a mascot designed and organized and ready to launch, and he launched during the fall at all the festivals and Christmas parades and toy deliveries and things that you do as a company, he showed up at your own company parties. Guys, that is rock star right there. That will elevate your brand. And if you're not like a character style person, what if you have an icon, or what if there's just something that people can gravitate towards, an icon, a swoop, a boot, something that we can make into something that's memorable. So community involvement. So we're going to talk about giveaways done well. So here is another QR code. I'm going to give everybody about 2 minutes to watch that video. forget that this will also be in your dashboard, right? For you to look at too. So if you miss this or I'm interrupting your video, you can always go back and watch it. So this is how we did a giveaway. We did a giveaway because if we're going to invest the time and we're going to invest the money, do it right and do it well. And so from this giveaway, we gave away a system, but then just in our follow-up process, it generated almost $100,000 in sales from our follow-up process to everybody that registered to win that. Right. So I want to talk to you a little bit about planning a giveaway for the fall, because I really think you need to start now. So I hate to wait till our new juiced session that's going to launch September, October, November for the fall. I'd hate to wait till then to mention this to you. So what I think you need to have is start getting prepared now for what is going to be a good giveaway. And so successful formats that we can use for giveaways. So I'm going to use a heating and air conditioning system, a complete new system. I'm going to use that, but this also is very applicable to water heaters, a water heater giveaway as well. So I'll try to flip flop back and forth. So just hang with me here. But so first of all, we cannot just call it the system giveaway. We can, but it's got to have something like Sailor Max system giveaway or Yellow Bear Air awesome giveaway, right? We got to have something that's other than like giveaways, like, boring. So we got to have a good name and you got to have a good prize. So I'm about to hurt some more feelings. So everybody get ready, tuck your toes in. Don't nobody want no IAQ. Okay. Ain't nobody just pumped up to get a UV light. Guys, I don't even know what that is most of the time. So if your goal is to give one away like for a purpose, you would be better off going into like a nursing home or like a facility and donate, like Boys and Girls Club, and donating the indoor air quality and making a big video about that than you are trying to give it away, because it'll just fall flat. And I've just seen it happen time and time again against our better judgment. So a full system giveaway, a value of X $1,000, $10,000, $20,000, $10,000, $12,000 is really going to drive the attention. Okay. So you got to have a cool name and you got to have a good prize. And then number 2 or 3-ish would be good graphics. Okay. So you can get, if you don't have a graphic designer, I'm blessed. They're all over, they're all in front of me all the time. And they are all very helpful and they are all very creative. You can find freelance graphic designers to help you design a cool logo for your giveaway, especially if you're going to invest and do that giveaway year over year, which I encourage you to do. I would get a good graphic made that I can use on all my promotional pieces. Okay. Something cool that just says the Big Blue giveaway, the awesome summer give back bonanza, whatever you're going to call it. Okay. And then you need an aggressive social media plan. So start now. If you know that you're going to do this for Veterans Day, then that means you need to be promoting it the whole month of September, which means you need to have all of your equipment and graphics and everything designed in August. So hello, y'all, it's June, right? So you see how when you start backing up, you got to get some things to give yourself time. Now, listen, I can fly by the seat of my pants. I could have a giveaway ready to go in 2 days. But really, to do it well and feel organized and not rushed, I would say you probably need 2 months of just planning, structuring, and organizing. And so an aggressive social media plan means I would promote this for months, a month at least of giving away. And I would promote it and put it out there across all of my tactics that would let me. So if I've got digital billboards, it would be on there. If I've got an email blast, it would be along the bottom. If I'm working and doing like a load screen with my local radio station and things like that, it would be on there. Okay. So utilize all of your marketing that you have that you can have this adjustable logo. Okay. The next thing is aggressive mass media partnerships. So if I'm doing a cool giveaway, you never know what dropping a press release to your local TV station or your local newspaper-ish news station thing, whatever that looks like for some of you, would be. And just say, hey, I just thought I'd let you know that we're giving away a complete new system to a local veteran. And we're going to drive up and surprise them. And we've got Sailor Mac and we've got confetti guns and we're going to be all this cool stuff. And we're installing it next week. That is a human interest story and it's positive. And so many people are hungry for that positive information. And so I would spread the word a little bit and get mass media response from it. Like I said, put it on your billboards, get with your radio stations, partner with some influencers, like who's the mayor of the town that you're going to. There's just some cool stuff that you can look at there. Email integration, I would go ahead and schedule. I'm going to send out 3 emails that are encouraging people to nominate, whether you're doing it, nominate someone to win or register to win. And if you purchase a new system from us in between times, we will give you back up to $5,000, whatever those numbers look like, right? Landing page built out on your website. So here's why. This is why it's important. What we are going to do is we're going to promote it on social media. And we're going to say, go online, click here to go register to win our system. So guys, we are taking people from our social media channels to our website, having them give us their information, allow us to remarket to them for them to be eligible to win the system. So then we got to come up with a follow-up process, but you got to have a good landing page that matches all of those graphics and wording with good questions on there. And then I will tell you about some of the exceptions and rules that you need to say. So some of you are like, oh gosh, well, you are the boss. So you can say, we're giving away up to a 4-ton system. And you can say it's going to be a Goodman system, a Carrier system, whatever. Say what you're going to give and up to what size you're going to give. Say you must have existing ductwork. Your system must be over 5 years old. You must own the home. You must have attic access. You must have garage access. You can put all of those things in there. And then at the end, I always say, winner is not officially announced until pre-install has happened. Pre-install assessment has happened. So when we draw the winner, you're going to say, congratulations, Miss Marino, you have won this system. But before you can officially be declared the winner, I need to come out and just verify that you do have existing, subfloor. I can get in the doors. You have existing ductwork. You own the home. I just need to come in and verify a few of those things. So what it does, number one, now you're in front of a customer that you can say, well, this system was a 4-ton. So it does look like you are going to need a 5-ton. Did you know that? Okay, so here's what we can do. I will give you the cost of this 4-ton, which is X amount of dollars. You would need to pay to have it upgraded. It says right here, we're not lying, but it says right here. Now, some of y'all don't need to be janky. Like we ain't giving away a 2-ton. Most people in your market, what size system do they need? Okay. Also, you can say it cannot be transferred, right? Cannot be transferred. So you can't really give it to somebody. And so you just keep drawing a winner until you have someone that meets all of your criteria. Okay. And then we're going to use social media. And if you've got radio ads like, hey guys, it's Crystal coming to you from Yellow Bear Air. Did you know right now we are giving away a complete new system up to $10,000 in value? Visit our website at yellowbearair.com/yellowbeargivesback to see all the details. We hope you're the winner. Boom. You're done. I would change my radio to be that because you're still getting your name out there, and I would just blitz it for like a couple of weeks. It's matching my social media. I'm going live outside where I'm at. Look at this system, guys. We are hoping to be installing this system in your home in the next few weeks. Visit us online at yellowbearair.com/yellowbeargivesback. You see what I'm saying? You just reiterate all of those things. And then what are you going to do with all of those email addresses and phone numbers that come through? So the first thing we're going to do is send them a thank you for registering email with a $25 off coupon. The next thing we're going to do is like, so sorry you weren't the winner, but you still can be a winner with Yellow Bear Air. Here is up to $1,500 off a complete new system. Here is a free carbon monoxide detector when you allow us to do a $75 tune-up. Give them offers that you can offer them to take advantage of. And then more leads. The goal is with all the buzz that's going around, it's another way to stay top of mind. And so those are just a cool way to do your giveaways. So we're winding down, friends. We're winding down. We're on the last segment here called employee engagement. I ain't gonna lie, this is kind of my favorite. I can spend a lot of money on my team. And I love to do it. But sometimes I'm like, okay, I spent too much money. But let's talk about what we can do here. I'll check my time real quick, make sure I'm good. Okay, so we're going to go about 10 minutes here talking about employee engagement, and then we're going to have some time for questions or Q&A here at the end. So employee engagement, remember at the beginning when I talked about that story that I had coming up, for you guys. So unfortunately, last week, McWilliams and Son, which my brother's company, when I started there in 2014, I started as a community marketer. I started there as all I did was organize our marketing. I say all I did, organized our marketing tactics, organized our community involvement, and I just tried to work really hard for our team on employee engagement. Well, one of the things we did was we bring in different resources. So life insurance. Well, unfortunately, last week we had an active member of our team that we loved dearly. He passed away, and it was terrible. Our team was devastated. They were devastated. His brother works for us. I mean, it works with us, I should say. It's terrible. It was a blow to the team. It was a blow to his family. It was sad. But this is why you need employee engagement. We needed to come alongside his family and serve them in their time of need. So what were their needs? I don't know. Because everybody's needs are different. Some people don't need a little money. Some people might need a little money. Some people don't need food. Some people love to get food. Some people just want you to call them and tell them that you cared, right? And so employee engagement is much more than spending money as much as it is intentional relationships with your team. Okay, so on a happier note, for what I wanted to talk about today was on your employee engagement, let's take it like, what could you do for your team over the summer? Okay, so I have a couple of ideas, but a few things that I want to mention that I mentioned earlier. Popsicles. Do not go ask your team, do y'all want popsicles? Because they're gonna be, I don't know nobody want a stupid popsicle. But let me tell you, when they drive up in the afternoon and you've got like a CSR or you're out there and you're like, hey, do you guys want a push pop? You guys want a bomb pop? And they're like, but you know what? It's the thought that matters. You know what people love? Those Snicker ice cream bars. Go to Sam's and buy Popeyes. It doesn't even matter. Just have a good time fellowshipping with your team as they're coming in for the day by handing them a cone. What is it called? I love them when I was in elementary school. Like the little waffle cone. It's got the little chocolate and the ice cream.
A drumstick.
A drumstick. Good job, Rachel. A drumstick. But all of those things are available at Sam's or Costco. Fill your refrigerator, fill your freezer, and just be like out there serving. Bring the snow cone truck to your team. Bring hey, you know what? We're going to celebrate the beginning of summer. I'm hosting you guys at the ballpark, or I'm taking you guys to the water park, or I'm hosting a cookout out here, or I've rented this little trampoline place where you bring your kids and let's get ready for summer. How can you show your team that it's a good time to get ready? Show them appreciation so that when times get tough during the summer and their wife is like, you're never home, we can't do anything, you're missing that. They're also reminded of all the good things that came about from that. So I encourage you that. And then I listed a few things like you got to stay engaged with them right now. Do not run from them. Stay engaged with them and keep your finger on the pulse. And if you've got a mid-management team, you make sure your mid-management team is keeping a pulse on it and you keep a pulse on the mid-management team. That's the purpose there. Okay. But stay alert means your eyes and ears are open for problems. Your eyes and ears are open to the guy that's like really fading over there. Or the guy that's like super late, or even health things like they're unsafe, they're hot, they're not drinking, or they're drinking tons of Red Bull and smoking cigarettes. I don't know what y'all need to do, but there's lots of things there. And then provide solutions to their biggest hiccups. So when you're seeing patterns of things that are wrong, hey, gosh, I really wish we could do our install starting at 7 a.m. Have your install coordinator start asking, hey, Ms. Williams, we are so excited to be putting a new system in your home tomorrow. Because of the heat, our team really likes to get started. They like to arrive about 6:30 and start the install about 7. We just wanted to make you aware of that. Do you see any problems with that? And what you've done is now the homeowner's kind of a booty hole. If they say, I like to sleep till 10, because I just told you it's going to be 140 degrees in your attic. I just told you my team was hot. And so now you're like, yeah, do I have to be out there? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, girl, I'll open the garage and let them go to town. Right. But so if your team has expressed that, what are you doing to help it? Now, listen, we all know we can't help every request and every unreasonable employee that we have. We can't help that. What we can help, though, is solving the things that we can solve and showing that we are addressing them. And if we can't fix things, how are we telling them, hey, this is why we couldn't fix this right now? This is why this doesn't make business sense for us. And I think your team appreciates the candidness and the honesty more than they do zero response. So if they say, hey, I think we should all be able to take a 3-hour lunch during the day, you can say, okay, so let me tell you why that's not going to work. We are working off of efficiencies. And right now, by giving you a 3-hour lunch break, the homeowner, the customer journey is not good. And neither is, you don't want to be getting home 3 hours later than you have to. So how can we work this out? Right. So but you need to address it, as ridiculous as it is. So these are just some little goodie items that I put on here that one day when your team shows up at the office, what are some things that you could be handing out that day? All right, guys, it's the first day of summer. We're going to kill it. Look at all these cool things. So here's cooling towels. Here are super cool sunshades. And listen, some of y'all, people don't always like where they work. And so you don't always have to put your brand on there. I have my brand all over everything, but on the cooling towel, you don't have to buy branded ones. Maybe you go on Amazon and bulk order them. It's fine. Bulk order them, right? Or these fans, the water misters, right? Maybe on the water misters, those you do order and you send the family home with 2 of them. Here's one for you and one for your wife at the ballpark, right? Or the little canteen coolers there. I do not use those water bottles. And you may not use those water bottles, but I want you to remember that it's the thought that counts. It's the details. It's the fact that you showed up with them. Okay. Look at that grilling set down there at the bottom. Maybe that is for the top 10 membership getters. Maybe that's for, hey, we're all going to show up out here and we're having a cook-off. Next Friday night, we're having a cook-off, right? Everybody come out here and we're cooking hot dogs on the grill, and I've got water slides for your families, and the 2 best teams get these new apron grills, okay? And a $50 gift card to the steakhouse, right? Or the sunglasses, they show up at a company meeting and you're tossing out new sunglasses and you give them an extra pair for their children, right? That's what I mean with, yes, it costs money and not everybody can do it. It's not always the time to do it. These are just fun ways to get your team ready for the summer so that when they walk into the attic and the heat knocks them in their face, they're not like, I hate everything about where I work, right? I hate everything about what I do. So, all right. So that is going to conclude us for today as far as content. I do want to stop for just a minute and remind you about a few things while you are thinking of questions. And so I'm going to need a few questions in here, but next time is July the 5th, which I know flipping Independence Day is on a Tuesday, but this is Wednesday, July 5th at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. So same bat time, same bat place, but it is the day after a holiday. So I understand. So it leads me into reminding you as a paid Juiced member, you have access into our dashboard. It is on our website. It's easy to access. If you cannot access it, if you'll email us at juiced@lemonseedmarketing.com, they'd be happy to jump on a call and walk you through how to get to the dashboard. Guys, on the dashboard is so much content for you, free content that you prepaid with your Juiced membership. So it's contest ideas and script ideas and social media graphics, tons of things on there for you to look at, along with the recording of this. And the presentation of this with those QR codes as well are all on the dashboard. Don't forget about our social media group. Right now, we're just still building it. We're trying to get more active in there, but we're building it. So make sure you're joining the Juiced Facebook group and that you are asking questions in there about our presentations or about business in general. And then that's going to be our last one for our summer series, May, June, and July. We have a little surprise for August that's coming. That'll be a much simpler option. So be watching your emails for that. It's actually a fun class that you may want to have some other team members join. But then we will probably kick off our fall Juiced series in September, October, and November. And then we'll be taking December off for Juiced, as most of you are too. So were there any questions that came through? No questions that came through. Okay. Remember, guys, we are here to help you with all of your marketing. Lemon Seed Marketing is a full service marketing company that is the implementers and the doers, like a virtual marketing department. We're here to help you keep your leads rolling in from your different vendor partners. Think of us as like we are the doers for you to make sure your vendor partners are doing what they're supposed to do. We help you with organic social media and email marketing. We love to help you build your brand. We are always here for you. We hope you have enjoyed your second session of Juiced, third and final summer series Juiced, July 5th, 10 o'clock. come join me after a good day of fireworks, right? All right, guys, we will see you July 5th. Juice at Lemon Seed Market. If you have any questions, love you. Bye.